vividly recall my first day as a director at North York General Hospital. I was invited to meet with the president and CEO at that time, Dr. Tim Rutledge, a tremendous, exceptional leader in the system. And his first question to me that day was, "What type of leader do you want to be? And what do you want to accomplish here at this organization?" And I froze. It was my first day back to work after maternity leave. And all I could think of was dropping off my two young boys at daycare and wanting them to be remembering me as a very good mom. And anyways, we had a great chat. We had a few laughs. And at the end of our time together, he gave me a gift, which was the book, was Peter Senge's book. And the fifth discipline introduced me to the idea of the learning organization, where people continually are allowed to expand their capacity and to create the results that they truly desire. The concept resonated with me deeply because it reframed leadership as a collective growth, not as an individual sort of phenomenon or as an individual hero. It taught me to see patterns, not silos. It taught me to understand that challenges rarely exist in isolation, but within the interconnected system that you're talking about, right? And whether in healthcare or regulation, that perspective has helped me to approach problems with curiosity rather than judgment. And it's only when you start understanding the system that you can actually stop blaming individuals and start improving the environment that they work in. And so at that same time, Goleman's work and his framework on emotional intelligence, such as self awareness and self regulation, motivation, empathy, all of that, social skills, these became a personal sort of compass for me. It reminded me that leadership effectiveness isn't about the technical expertise. It really is about that emotional mastery. And you can't go to an application for that, right? Like you can't have AI help you master that. It's having that ability to pause before you react, to listen to folks before making decisions, to adapt before resisting. These are all the hallmarks of sustainable influence. And over the years, I think I've learned that systems thinking without that sort of emotional intelligence piece, it becomes very mechanical, right? While having that emotional intelligence without systems thinking can become just sentimental. And I think the real magic happens at that intersection where empathy starts to fuel the insight, where the insight fuels the action. That's where that sort of transformation, I think, lives. And we talk a lot about today, all of my colleagues were all talking about AI. And it was funny, I was actually at an AI learning session a few weeks ago. And one of the concepts they thought they were teaching was you need to teach the AI chat box how you think. It needs to be able to think like you. And I thought, I want this thing to think like me. I want to think for myself. So again, reflecting on some of these frameworks that have been really pivotal in my leadership trajectory, they've become part of how I teach, how I lead, especially here at PEO. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about improving a process, right? That you can just put through a system or an application. Tell me how to make this better. What I'm trying to cultivate here is learning loops, feedback culture, reflective practice. And I encourage the teams that I work with every day to see every challenge as data, every interaction as a learning opportunity. Ultimately, leadership for me in this space today is a discipline. It's something that you practice daily. It's about bringing structure to compassion and compassion to structure and evolving organizations one learning moment, one conversation, one act of awareness at a time, and just really being reflective across that process. And I'm not sure that chat GPTs and perplexities and Claudes can do that for us, at least not today. And it would be sad to take that away from what people can bring to all of this sort of space.